Okay,
Thank you very
we'll
much.
take that as a comment there for anyone who wants to remain a little bit more anonymous and so people can't track you down easily if you are saying controversial things on the internet. Let's take another call, an anonymous caller calling in from Queensland. Hello, welcome along.
Hi, Neil. Hi, Elizabeth. I've just got a question. I hope it's relevant to the conversation. My children attend a Christian school, and at the start of this year, there's been a Muslim family who's come to the school, and one of my children's in upper primary, and there's a son in his grade. My question is how, I know we're obviously to love people, and I've encouraged all my children to do that. I suppose, what resources or what things can you recommend in terms of helping my son in particular decide at this really, I suppose, pivotal age about what the right thing to do is in this circumstance? Because, I mean, he doesn't understand a lot of the differences between Islam and Christianity because of his age and because we don't study the Quran. I just wondered if you could point me in the direction just to equip myself and our family in terms of navigating these challenges.
That is a really wonderful question, because a lot of Christian schools will enrol families that come from different religious backgrounds. And the Christian school will see that as an opportunity to have an embrace of different families from different religious backgrounds. But the presence of that different religious family creates all sorts of issues around the people who are a part of that Christian school and what they're learning in a Christian context. Your thoughts here, Elizabeth, for our caller?
Yes, that's really interesting because my daughter went to a Christian school that had a number of Muslim families there, and you know the Muslim families are just like quite a lot of even like atheistic families that are out there that want their children to have good values, and they're looking at the state system, and they're thinking, okay, well, at least the Christians believe in like sexual fidelity, and they worship God, and they have a lot of sort of attitudes that we share, and they just will not send their children to the state school, into the state school system. And it's a wonderful opportunity for us to show love and to have an influence in these families' lives. I hope you find this really encouraging, but I attended an Islamic apologetics conference. It was pre-COVID at the Melbourne School of Theology with some of our top apologists. Richard Schumack and Andy Bannister came out from the UK. Mark Dury was speaking. It was pretty heavy. It was a pretty heavy full day. We got a big, spiral bound thing of all this stuff, and we talked, and there were so many questions, and it was just. And someone asked right at the end. He said, "Look, how do I remember all this stuff? There's just so much." He said, "There's so much to read. There's so much to remember." And Richard Schumack said, "Look, you can take all this apologetics, it's fine, but stick it in your back pocket," he said. He said 99% of Muslims who come to faith in Jesus Christ do so because a Christian has loved them. They have befriended them and loved them. And they find that just completely radical. And I think if we are just loving, we are friends, we are kind, we are followers of Jesus, we don't hide who we are, and we love them because we're followers of Jesus. We are generous because we're followers of Jesus. Husbands love their wives because they're followers of Jesus. Parents love their children and don't frustrate them and exasperate them, as the Bible says, because we are followers of Jesus. We love our neighbours because we are followers of Jesus. And we open ourselves up to conversations that are usually can be very straightforward. I think can be really helpful, just to go to your local Christian bookshop and find just a really simple book. It doesn't need to be, 1,000 pages of apologetics, just a simple book that will give you some understanding from a Christian perspective of what Islam says and how it differs from Christianity. But really, the most important thing is that you can witness for Jesus. You can show Jesus, and that you are a loving friend because you are a follower of Jesus. And, we believe in sacrificial friendship because we are followers of Jesus. There's no Passover in the Quran. There's no crucifixion in the Quran. These qualities are our qualities. And I really loved that comment of Richard Schumach, that 90% of Muslims who become Christians do so because a Christian has just loved them. And I think that's really, really encouraging.
I'm always encouraged too when you hear of Christian schools who are not afraid to enrol the Muslim family, because the Christian schools don't feel as though there is anything to fear on that basis of apologetics. Our arguments hold together beautifully. So our anonymous caller, was that helpful so far as, maybe get a hold of a small book from a Christian bookstore, and then if you want to go further, you can, but a small book, but don't neglect love. Was there anything further from you?
That's basically the way I've approached it, even meeting the family and everything like that. Listening to the rest of the conversation earlier, I just wanted to get a bit of clarification, but thank you for that, Elizabeth and Neil.
Wonderful to hear from you.